And this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Excuse me. My goodness. Welcome in to Coach and Company. It is a glorious Tuesday morning, and I get it. It's the middle of June. What do you do? What do you got going on? The kids are home from school, already driving you nuts. Tell them you need an hour. Say, I got to go into the office at 10 a.m. Eastern time every single day. You can turn on the big screen. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. We're all over Stadium. You know what time it is. If you want your voice to be heard, you can watch on our YouTube channel, Coach and Company. While you're there, give us a subscribe, or also you can watch on social media. We are everywhere. Now, a little bit of housekeeping. Maybe I should have known, since I feel like absolute crap today, but I'm here. Our picks were absolute crap as well yesterday. But when you're doing so many different baseball props, best believe I had a little meeting this morning. We will adjust that. But June is very difficult. We're trying to stack that cash as we get set. Less than 3 months until football season. And I can't wait to bet the futures coming up in about a month as well. Now, coming up over the course of the next 60 minutes here on Stadium, we have Tyrese Halliburton. He says, if I can walk, I'm going to play. Is that the best thing for the Pacers heading into Game 6? Jalen Williams, is he the most underrated star in the NBA Finals right now? And also, LeBron says, I just want to get my knee right. And a very special one word. We've got a female star who wants to copyright a bad thing. All that coming up over the course of the next 60 minutes. So today, I'm going to need a little bit of help. So do you hear that? The company is ready to come in. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time to beat the books. Look who I have today. Look at this motley crew. How do we put these four together? My goodness. First and foremost, maybe the only man to ever play Guadalupe on Coach and Company. He is live from the dirty Big Chuck. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Coachman, Company. Good old Guadalupe come through for us. And then how about our OKC? It looks like they avoided the case of the Mondays again. It went over for 8 straight Mondays. Glorious week ahead of us. We'll put yesterday behind us and look forward to the future.
I got to be honest, Raphael got a little bit of FOMO yesterday because you had the stat of the day. And he texted me and goes, Coach, I don't even know if I can do inside info anymore. Chuck had that 7-0 on Mondays, and they go 8-0, cashing the over by 5 points. Well done, Chuck. Great to have you here today. Now, speaking of Raphael, he had to be off today. Duty's call. So the man who's always there ready to step in, and he's been very busy because a lot's going on with the Red Sox, and he writes for Boston. Mikey P., good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everyone. And you know what? We don't look backwards. We only look forwards. A wise man once told me, one step in front of the other, we move on to today. I'm happy to be here.
Atta boy. We're happy to have you, big dog. Now, these two, sometimes when you remember like those little, 4-year-old girls that are on the playground doing this with each other sometimes, that was these two clowns last week with our prize picks segment. First of all, Soupy, I'm going to come over to you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, he's going to be very humble this morning. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, what do you say? Young Peyton, he's going to mask that horrible day with that gorgeous smile that he has, that his father, Roger Lodds, in the friendly confines loves so much. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. I think I tied Soupy last week, so really no biggie. And then the week before he beat me, whatever. I'm really excited about my prize fight picks today. But, Coach, I want to go after someone else for like 10 seconds. I know he wasn't supposed to be on the show today, but Mikey P backed Angel Reese yesterday saying, I quote, she's going for it. What is she going for? What do we mean by that? I don't know. I just thought it out.
She's going for something. Mikey P, what is she going for?
If you watch the whole show and stop reading the social media headlines, you would know I explained that in full. You can go back and watch the replay on YouTube, Coach and Company. Make sure you subscribe and like the video as well.
That's very well done, Mikey. Yeah. I hate headlines. I get misquoted every freaking day on every website out there. Coach said, no, he didn't. So, he got you. He got you, King Lettuce. He got you. All right, boys, you guys saw that ridiculously bad recap screen this morning. I'm staring at 4 dudes right now that I need to step it up. So I'm going to start with the man that always sets the pace. He's a check mark waiting to happen. So Big Chuck, coming to you. Best bets. Let's go.
FIFA Club World Cup. Monterrey and Inter Milan. In Monterrey, they come into this match having scored in 12 straight. In Inter Milan, they average 2.1 team goals on the road, making this an automatic both teams to score spot. I see 1-1 at worst in this one. Then I'm going to go to the MLB. Royals and the Rangers. And believe it or not, the Royals games have went over in 8 of their last 12 and 5 of the last 6 on the road. I think this is a sneaky one to see runs. Go ahead and give me the over 8.5 in the Metroplex.
What do we do with Chuck every single day? I get so many DMs. They're like, Coach, thank you for introducing us to his side hustle. Thank you for directing us to his store. Well, that's what we do. And I'm telling you right now, QR code, scan it, download it, 1 or 2 games, and all you're going to do is say, thank you, Coach. Or I guess, thank you, Charles, since technically it's his. But you know what I mean. There you go. Now, let me come over to Mikey P, because I know Mikey is like a rabid dog. If he has a bad day, he's like backed into a corner, coming out fighting. Mikey P, speaking of fighting, Wichita this week, PFL big dog, Friday night. Let's go.
I can't wait, but that is Friday. Today is Tuesday, so let's get some best bets going. I'm staying away from players today. I heard Coach in the pre-show meeting, and I am going with the Cincinnati Reds money line against the Minnesota Twins at a -123, mainly because who's on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds? That's Andrew Abbott. He is 6-1 with a 1.87 ERA on the season, taking on the Minnesota Twins, who are 19th in batting average and runs scored on offense in Major League Baseball. So give me the Reds at a -123. And then, Coach, you mentioned the friendly confines. They only belong in Wrigley Field in Chicago. Give me the Cubs, the second most runs scored in baseball. Team total against the Milwaukee Brewers, over 4.5 runs at a -120.
Fiel would have a little tear coming down his face right now with that pick from my man, Mikey P. All right, where do I go? Frick or frack? All right, Soupy, big dog, you're up. What do you got?
I'm starting with Game 6 tonight, the NHL Stanley Cup. I'm going with the over. Every time, I believe the last game, I thought it was going to go under with the traveling, the short rest. I thought it was going to hit the under. And then it was 2-0 in the third period. And what do? They scored 5 goals in the third period to hit the over. I'm just going to go with these teams to score, especially the Oilers. This is the elimination game. They are going to put everything out on the ice, and I think this is going to go over again. And now I'm going to go to the Diamond. Phillies, team total over 4.5 at -130. Yeah, it's a little juicy, but they're going against Cal Quantrill, who is a 5.61 ERA, and they already smashed him up for 7 earned in the last time he pitched against them. So I like the Phillies to go score 5 runs.
Soupy.
Yeah.
What are you giving that today, big dog?
So last time I said Cal Quantrill gave up 7 earned against the Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 5 on this one.
That's a stretch. All right. I love Soupy so much. All right, King Lettuce, I'm coming over to you, big dog, because I need you to channel your inner Papa Bear. You're in the Angels dugout. You're in the Angels 8:30 ESPN studio. So channel that and let's go.
Well, the Angels 8:30 studio is under construction a little bit, so you might hear some banging outside, guys. I'm not kidding. Angels Yankees over 9.5 at +110. Batting practice in New York here starts at 7:05 Eastern time. That's all there is to it. It's Kyle Hendricks against Will Warren. Oh, man. Kyle, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I got to let the people know that batters are hitting 370 against you at Yankee Stadium. Kyle Hendricks, 5.2 ERA. Will Warren, 4.9 ERA. Both offenses will be on a tear today. Also, the Detroit Tigers to cover the 1.5 at plus money, +105. Against the Pirates, Casey Mize on the mound today. It's going to be Bailey Falter for the Pirates. Detroit, one of the best teams in baseball. The Pirates simply can't score. A couple of plus money plays today.
Believe that Detroit is 19 games over 500 with a 9-game lead in the American League Central. That's absolutely that's a great performance. Unlike a lot of you yesterday on our recap screen that I will go back to every single time until we fix it. Now, look who's down in the bottom right. Look who decided to show up this morning from JTS. My man, Little Marky. Are you going to interrupt me at any point, Mark?
Coach, I am waiting for you to get to the part where you're talking about how well we have been hitting. This is the fact that you're not paying attention to the fact that our plays of the day have hit 4 days in a row.
Oh,
it's a little disrespectful, to be honest. Everybody else has been missing the mark on their picks. We've been nailing all of our props. It's been phenomenal.
Continue.
Well, let's keep it going. Since we're going to go with Seattle Storm Skylar Diggins to get at least 15 points tonight. She has been on a mission for Seattle, and tonight she's got the juice against the Sparks. She absolutely owns LA. She's gone over this in 7 of her last 8 against them. This is the clear mismatch. Diggins gets to the line. She hits from deep, and she's got volume on her side. We're going to pair that with the fade of Chicago White Sox Edgar Ghetto and take him to have under 1.5 total bases today. He's been stuck in neutral lately. The under has hit in 7 of his last 10, and he has not faced Matthew Liberatore of the St. Louis Cardinals, which means advantage Matthew. We're banking on him to have a quiet night. Put them both together for plus 122, just a Stat Sports play of the day.
Yeah, speaking of quiet, I wish you'd be quiet this morning. All right, there is the QR code. Use our code BTT30. I'm going to give you 30 days for free. So many of you have trusted us and gone, I'll tell you, it's going to be the number one analytical site within the next 3 to 5 years. Get in on the ground floor. By the way, can I tell you that we have a lot of new premium members at Coach and Company, but Kimberly might be our best. And Mikey P, when you got somebody in the YouTube chat that is backing your Reds play, that's got to make you feel good.
Every day my feet touch the ground, I know one of two things. I'm either going to do great in picks or someone's going to follow me and hate me the next day. It's one of those two things. I'm okay with it. Kimberly, thank you today, and we'll celebrate tomorrow.
However, we do have some people who are a little bit confused in our chat. Nonsense McGee, also a premium member, says, can't make a baseball pick till I watch weekend wagers later today. Well, it's weekday wagers. But, Mark, people are actually waiting for your show at 2 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. What are we doing here?
Are you kidding? We're stacking up winners. That's exactly what we're doing, Coach. Weekday wagers literally is the jump-off point to get your evening started.
That's a great catchphrase. We are literally 5 hours before the
Hey,
what?
if you're not watching, you're already behind.
Well, I was busy this morning watching that 16-minute Stanley Cup Game 6 preview. I mean, did you talk about all the Game 6s in the history of the Stanley Cup Finals or just today?
Just tonight's game, Coach. Just
there it is
game.
right now. You can watch it all at our Coach and Company YouTube page. Go check it out. All the guys from weekday wagers, breaking down everything Game 6. Also, we'll have more best bets coming up bottom of the hour in our Round the Rink segment, YouTube only. So I encourage you to go subscribe to our YouTube page and check that out with Peyton and Mark here in about 16 minutes or so. All right, great start to the show here on a Tuesday, but still to come. On the other side, one word. Is Angel Reese really copywriting what I read she is copywriting? Hell of a tease right there. Also, bottom of the hour. What is the greatest sports performance of all time? Last night, we may have seen one. And then LeBron James. You can dance, but can you get healthy before the season starts? This is Coach and Company. Stick and stay live on Stadium. All right, you degenerates out there. We continue on here on our YouTube page. Mikey, I got to start with you because one of the greatest Celtics of all time, 17 years ago, they win an NBA championship. He grabs the basketball. He's doing an interview. And then KG says the legendary, anything is possible. Is this the greatest one-liner post-game in the history of sports?
Well, Coach, sometimes you got to dig a little deeper. And shout out to KG, a man from Chicago. Chicagoans know how to talk trash. That's why I'm here also. That's not the greatest line he said during that celebration. You go into the post-game press conference, he said, here's a man who couldn't win a championship. He said, I knocked the bullies out, right? And that, to me, was better than anything is possible. He acknowledged his struggles, and he knocked the bully out.
Young Peyton, I believe you were 2 when this happened. Your thoughts? Greatest line ever?
Greatest line ever. That's until Jason Tatum said, "Let's do it again." That's the best one right there. I mean, come on now. That's gotta be just. That one really had me like, oh, yeah.
Got in your feels, didn't it? Got in your feels. Yeah. Soupy.
Mikey has this Boston Celtics stuff in his background, and he's not talking about this is the best line ever. Like, come on, it's iconic. It marks a championship for this team that hadn't won in 20 years at that point. Of course, it's the most iconic line in NBA Finals history.
I will tell you this: every NBA player right now thinks they can have a podcast. I would love to see what Gilbert Arenas, KG, all these guys that have these podcasts are getting paid, because it's like the laziest content ever. Just 4 dudes sitting around, right, talking about nothing. That little thing up in the corner. So God bless them. Little thing up in the corner. Good job, KG. Gentlemen, well done. All right, we have a very special edition of One Word today, so hopefully all 3 of you are ready to bring it strong. We are back live on the Stadium Network in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network and everywhere that Stadium lives. Amazon Prime Video, I got it up on the big screen next to me. We look absolutely fantastic on an 85-incher. Also, DirecTV, YouTube TV, and the list goes on and on. All right, we are far from just a sports betting show. Oh, no, no, no. We love sports in general. We love sports talk. We want you to participate. So if you're in the chat, you can answer these questions too. It's time for my favorite segment, and we like to keep it simple, especially when Soupy is here. So we go one word, one word, one word, one word. Oh, it makes me feel like visiting Chuck down there in the dirty in Louisiana. By the way, Big Chuck's in the chat. Any questions? Real time. Mark's in the chat. Any questions? Real time. All right, boys, you know the rules of the game. King Lettuce, you start. Piggyback, I'll finish it up. So normally I would have waited until Seabass was here, because there is not a bigger Angel Reese fan on planet Earth than our man Seabass. But alas, you got to do it when the story gives it to you. And she's a gift that just keeps on giving. Now, I do believe that Raphael was the first odds maker to make odds on Me Bounds. And if you're new to the show, Me Bounds was invented because of Angel Reese, because she misses layups, gets her own rebounds or Me Bounds, and then puts it back up. That's how she averages a double-double, or she'll get a triple-double. That's how she does it. So now, Angel Reese, ever the marketer, ever the brander, and with Shaq as her mentor, has now filed to copyright Me Bounds. So, young Peyton, one word on Angel Reese turning a negative into a positive.
It's not a positive, Coach. My word is miss, because she's just missing her own buckets. I just don't get why she wants to copyright a bad thing. But hey, if that's your thing, Angel, you go right ahead. Me Bounds it is, my friend, but come on.
My one word is cash, as in cash money, because that's what she's getting. Listen, if Jeremy Lin can trademark Linsanity and make money off of that in a very short time, we can have Me Bounds. Angel Reese can go for it, and she can make as much money off of the one thing she's really good at.
Brick business. She is in the business of hitting bricks, and she's going to start making money off it. Why not? Hey, this is her thing now, and might as well make money off it.
Yeah, your thing must be playing 2-word. So my one word is done. I'm done with the victim mentality. I'm done with everybody gets in my DMs and insults me. When you want to copyright something that starts as a negative, which means the only way, and she only shoots from like 4 feet in, and this is a thing, and then you want to capitalize on it and make money at it. I don't hate the hustle. I mean, she makes money 8,000 different ways, but my goodness, this is inviting the trolls. This is inviting the negativity. So, guess what? If you want to do it, but I'm done. I've been nice up to this point, boys. I've been nice. This is Coach being nice. Oh, we're ripping the Band-Aid off now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Now, last night, the Thunder take a 3-2 lead in the NBA Finals. Jalen Williams, 40 points. Now, a man who's really been struggling. Clearly, he is not healthy, and that is Tyrese Halliburton. Now, he says after the game that if he can walk, he wants to play in Game 6. But the question is that the best for the Pacers? One word on the future, young Peyton, immediately, of Mr. Halliburton.
Play, because this guy has to play. This could be the only time in his career he could be in the NBA Finals. If I was the Pacers, I think I'd rather have a healthy TJ McConnell if Halliburton can only walk. But this is no way we don't see Halliburton get himself on the court. He's going to play.
My one word is desperate. And first, King Lettuce, they were just in the Eastern Conference Finals, so the Pacers will be fine. But desperate for Tyrese Halliburton, desperate for the Indiana Pacers. They need him to play, but they also need to rally together as a team and get out there and win Game 6.
It's a must play for Halliburton. You think about it last year in the Eastern Conference Finals when he got hurt. They were in close contention with the Celtics while he was on the court. And then when he got hurt, it was all done after that. If the Pacers have any chance of winning, Halliburton has to find some way to be on the court.
And my one word is backups. You said it, King Lettuce. We've got to go to the backups. Last night, TJ McConnell was the best player on the court for that run that got him back from, 18 down to 2? Then they take him out of the game, and all of a sudden the lead goes back up. Just because he is a short, white guard doesn't mean the brother can't play. Leave him on the court. I want to see more TJ McConnell. Backups is my one word. Next, Shohei Ohtani. And yesterday we argued, and what a shock, I was right, because I said the Dodgers throw Shohei 1 inning, and they did. 28 pitches, and he went overboard. He hit 100 miles an hour, gave up 1 run, but the Dodgers still won 6-3. Young Peyton, one word on Shohei hitting triple digits.
Critical. Everyone is being way too critical of Ohtani's first appearance. The guy threw 28 pitches, not very efficient. He gave up a run, okay, but the guy hasn't thrown a pitch for 2 years. It's okay if he was a little extra pumped up on the mound. Throwing 100, I think I would have rather been more concerned if he was throwing just 94 than 100 and trying to throw his arm out. But let's relax. Ohtani has Cy Young level stuff, 100-mile-per-hour fastball, the splitter, and the guy introduced all of MLB pitchers to his sweeper. Everyone needs to just relax. Ohtani will be fine, and I am so glad he was with the Halos.
My one word is adrenaline. That's what the Dodgers wanted when they put him out on the mound, even just for 1 inning. That's why he eclipsed 100 miles per hour, right? Shohei Ohtani is electric. He is all adrenaline. And I think it was not the greatest start, but it was a good start for the future for the Dodgers.
Loose. He looked comfortable, and he knew that he was only going to go 1 inning, maybe 2, depending on the pitch count. So he was just going to let it fly in that first game. If they were going to let him go even further, 5, 6 innings, he wasn't going to top 100. He was loose. He looked good.
My one word is taste. We just got a little bit of a taste, gentlemen, at what we're going to get come October. The Dodgers are going to repeat. This is the worst case scenario for everybody else. All these other teams thought, he won't be back this year. They won't test the arm. Just a little taste, boys. It's over. Lock it in for the Dodgers. Now, a team that's trying to help a team in the Dodgers division is the Red Sox. And for the first time, their president, their CEO, their bat boy, they were all interviewed yesterday. And they said they could not find, quote, alignment with Rafael Devers in year 2 of a 10-year, $313 million contract. So they ship him to San Francisco. The Giants picking up every single dime of the $250 million plus that he's owed on that contract. Young Peyton, one word on the Red Sox just not being able to get in sync with Mr. Devers.
Anything, because Boston would have traded him for anything. Back in May, he became such a distraction that the Red Sox owner, John Henry, jumped on his plane, flew out to Kansas City, which is where they were playing at the time, and Devers wouldn't even show up to meet with him. The guy that's paying him over $300 million, and you don't show up? I mean, I'm surprised they didn't send him to Colorado for a bag of baseballs. They could have traded him for anything.
My one word is youth, as in trading Rafael Devers unlocks the youth. Listen, I'm not going to keep talking about it. The funny thing is, I was at that series with the Royals and the Red Sox, and Rafael Devers didn't answer my call either, so that's okay. I saw who he was right then and there. But listen, Roman Anthony hits his first career Major League home run yesterday. The Red Sox win their 6th straight. Rafael Devers, who?
PR. That calling it an alignment is the most PR thing I've ever heard. It's like when a Hollywood couple breaks up, they called it a conscious uncoupling. This is a PR move. They hated him. They wanted him out, and this was just, we couldn't make it work. We're shipping you off.
My one, my God, I'm so sick today. My one word is guaranteed. This is what you have when you have guaranteed contracts, boys. You don't have to show up for a meeting with your owner. You don't have to respect the fact that they call the shots. The minute that Bregman was signed from Houston, this thing became a disaster. Why? Because Bregman's just a much better third baseman in the field than Rafael Devers is. And he was a little bit disconcerted about that situation. Bregman, second base. He's not a second baseman. This is about guaranteed contracts, and the minute he signed, that's why 10-year deals are stupid. And stop doing them. Can we ever name, guys, a 10-year deal that for the full 10 years we said, yep, that was worth it?
Anthony Rendon,
Peyton?
baby.
What's that?
Anthony Rendon.
Jacoby Ellsbury.
A-Rod, twice. Oh, my God. I mean, Peyton Albert Pujols signed with the Angels 10 years, and we got like 3.5 good years out of him.
Coach, there were a lot of them, okay? There were a lot of them with the boys in red. I don't want to mention any of them. Let's just move on to the youth, boys. Zach Neto, here we come. Let's go.
I don't understand how these executives, Mikey P, still in this day and age, when you know max you're going to get 5 years. Even Mike Trout got the long one, and he's not paying him. 10 years is just too long to be locked into a player that you don't know if injury is going to happen, or usually, because it's baseball, they're on the other side of their prime on the second half of the contract.
Yeah, that's just the bottom line number, right? You look at the easiest example right now is Juan Soto. Could have been with the Yankees, could have been atop the AL East, right? And the Mets aren't a bad team, but Juan Soto is playing really bad. I don't know why you would leave being a teammate with the best hitter in baseball in Aaron Judge, but because all the incentives and all the extra stuff Juan Soto got for him and his family, it's just ridiculous.
Hey, Mikey, he needed the extra $30 million, okay? 700 was not enough. So let's
that
stop.
Suite too. He had to have that suite for his family.
Can you imagine if that was your deal breaker? You're sitting in the room. You're like, sorry, boys. Yeah, I got the 750. Yeah, I got the parking spot up front. Yeah, I got all that. But you didn't give me the right box. No, I wanted it right behind home plate. Good job, Jordan. Good job, gentlemen, boys. Said Joyce. All right, coming up, if you're on YouTube, we got Round the Rink on the other side. A very special, what's the greatest performance of all time? We want you to participate. My guys will. This is Coach and Company, halfway home on Stadium.
Oh, yeah, time to go around the brink. We're bringing in Mark from Just the Stats Sports. Game 6 tonight. Mark, where are you headed with this one?
And we're going to take Brad Marchand and Corey Perry to get 2 or more shots on goal. Put them both together for plus 155. And this is all about backing two veterans who've been firing with confidence all series long. Marchand, the man is a volume machine. He's coming off back-to-back 5-shot games, and against Edmonton, he's consistently found shooting lanes off the cycle and rush. He's on the puck, he's on the power play, and this number is easily obtainable for him. We're also going to pair him with Corey Perry, and yeah, not that Corey Perry who wears his sunglasses at night. I'm talking about Edmonton Oilers Corey Perry, and we just need him to get 2 shots, okay? Guess what? He's hit that in 5 straight. He's been buzzing on the forecheck, and Florida's defense collapsing deep, giving Perry open looks in the slot, and he's not hesitating. Our next play is we're going to take Stuart Skinner under 25.5 saves at minus 110. And look, I don't know that he's actually going to be the confirmed starter here, but either way, I love this spot. It's game 6, and he has been absolutely, well, not good in goal for Edmonton this series. He stayed under this line in all 8 road games this postseason. And with him in goal, the Panthers just don't score. They score efficiently. They don't need 40 shots to bury 3 or 4. They're skating downhill with a quick trigger offense. And let's be real, Skinner has not exactly looked sharp. He's been pulled twice. I love this spot. And that's your skate around the rink.
You can catch Around the Rink on Tuesdays here on Coach and Company. Scan the QR code and use code BTT30 and get your first 30 days absolutely free. Mark, we just did one word. I'm giving you a one word. Panthers or Oilers?
Panthers. They close it. They win it on their home ice. I just think they are too overpowering, and whoever Edmonton puts in goal has not been the answer for Edmonton.
Without question. It's going to be a great game tonight. Thanks, Mark. Can't wait to watch Game 6 tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, as Connor McDavid and the Oilers look to send this thing to a Game 7. We'll be back on Stadium in just 5 seconds.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Coach and Company. We're just past the bottom of the hour on a glorious Tuesday. What's the date? Let me check my notes. It is Tuesday, June 17th. That's right. It's hard to believe we've gotten this far into the season. Now, normally I like to say we have grown-ass men that stand and duke it out every single Tuesday. That was not the case last week, but they come back. They're ready to go. Nobody talking trash because they tied in an ugly, ugly, ugly performance. It's time, though, ladies and gentlemen, for a little prize fight. All right. Who won the week before? I believe it was Soupy. I hate going back multiple weeks. No. All right. Soupy, you know the rules. You are the last winner. You get to go first. Where are we going today? Courtesy of Prize Picks.
We are starting on the ice. I'm going with Matthew Tkachuk to get an assist. He's done this in 4 of 5 games in this series. He leads the team in assists per 60 minutes. And he does that because he brings the puck up through the neutral zone, sets up on the high point, and he can either take the shot or if he finds the opening, he is going to pass it. And then I'm going to go to the diamond. Cal Quantrill. He's going against the Phillies. I think the Phillies are going to perform very well tonight against him because he's already allowed 7 earned to the Phillies lineup. That's why I got him more than 3.5 earned runs, and that's my demon pick. And then Aaron Judge. He's struggling a little bit. I can't believe it. Struggled at Fenway. Didn't play that well last night, but I think he rebounds going against Kyle Hendricks, who has a 6.37 ERA on the road in the friendly confines of Yankee Stadium. He is going to let everyone rise on an Aaron Judge bomb.
Does he rebound or does he me-bound tonight? See what I did there?
If he can catch his own home run, maybe.
Young Peyton, what do you got?
I'm just trying to get all this down. So I need Quantrill to pitch pretty well. I need Judge to have a bad one, and then Tkachuk not to have this. Okay. All right, cool. I just want to get that down. I'm going with Taylor Ward, T-Dub, if you will, to have himself an RBI as a demon pick. He's a 140 hitter at home, a 270 hitter on the road. That's a 130 difference, Soupy. It's unbelievable, really, when you think about it. I think we'll see a lot of runs in this Angels-Yankee game. As I mentioned earlier, I'm on that over, and Ward will have plenty of opportunities to knock in a run. I also like another demon pick in Jesus Luzardo of the Phillies to have himself more than 7.5 strikeouts against his former team, the Miami Marlins. He's had 10 in 3 of his last 5 games. He's going to have a little more life on his fastball tonight. He's comfortable pitching there in Miami. I love that spot for him as a demon pick. And how do you not take Connor McDavid time on ice prop tonight? He's been out there for 25, 26 minutes the last 2 games. Need him out there for more than 24 minutes and 30 seconds tonight. Edmonton in desperation mode this season. Season's on the line for them. This is an easy more than for me.
Did you guys hear the rumor? What are you shaking your head for, Soup? You know how to approve of those prize picks?
I think that if Connor McDavid hits that one, that should be a point to me because he read my Betting Pros article because I have that pick in my article.
Wow. That's right. If you want to be more educated, you go to Prize Picks. PrizePicks.com, Soupy, is that where it's at?
PrizePicks.com/playbook.
/playbook. All right. By the way, T. Kelsey and T. Swift scheduled to be in the house tonight again. How many times will they be shown on camera tonight?
6.5. 6.5.
Is that the over? Is that the number?
I don't know. I was just said it. That's a good one.
That sounded good. I'd go with the over. Holy cow. The entire highlight on ESPN was T. Swift. She doesn't have a clue about hockey. And then Kelsey's going crazy, teaching her. Oh, geez. But, hey, that's one of her 8 houses in America is down there in Tampa. So she's got to hang out and then drive across to Fort Lauderdale. All right. I need to see Mikey P and my man Chuck along with these 2 clowns right now, because last night it gets lost in the Game 5 of the NBA Finals. But in Omaha, Game 1 of the night, or in the afternoon, I guess, Arkansas took on Murray State. And Gabe Wood is the guy's name. Maybe the greatest performance in the history of the College World Series. And I'm not kidding. 19 strikeouts. And he throws a no-no to keep his squad going. So it got me to thinking, what is the greatest single-game performance that we've ever seen in the history of sports? If you're in the chat, I want you to participate. Put your ideas in there, and I'm going to come to my boys. So, young Peyton, I'm going to start with you. In your mind, what's the greatest you've ever seen?
Well, Joey Chestnut, Coach. Joey Chestnut. 76 dogs. I mean, in 10 minutes, when you go to a ball game, how many dogs do you eat? Imagine what it takes to eat 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. I mean, the focus and concentration is absolutely off the charts. And the best performance in sports history for me, but a very close second, Klay Thompson's 37 points in a quarter.
That was insane. That was absolutely insane. By the way, did you guys see the news that Joey Chestnut and his hot dog company that he endorses, they came to an understanding, and Chestnut will be back in the July 4th Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest this year. The world is right again. They didn't want to see him eat 83 on Netflix. Not 2 years in a row, boys. Not over the hill Kobayashi. All right. Good start, Joey. I like that. All right, Big Chuck, coming down to you. What's the greatest performance you've ever seen?
First thing that came to mind for me was the flu game with Jordan, 97 finals against Utah. The man had a towel on his head for most of the game, but come out, played 44 minutes, put up 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, won that crucial Game 5, and then the Bulls went on to win the championship in 6 games. That one's the first thing that come to my mind. But if we're talking team, we have to say the Saints winning the Super Bowl over the Colts.
All right, I was with you for the first 40 seconds of that.
How to get that honorable mention.
Yeah, I know you did. Oh, my God. People don't even remember they won the Super Bowl, let alone one of the great team performances. And by the way, it was pass interference. What are we doing?
So you say.
Anyone else? When you tackle somebody on the sideline, that's pass interference. But, hey, you got the trophy. You have the chip. You're right. All right, Mikey P., I'm coming up to you. In your mind, best single game performance.
As much as I would like to say Roman Anthony hitting his first career home run yesterday, I'm not, and I'm going to go with Kobe Bryant. Yes, in my lifetime, 81 points, a man who shot over 50%, in that game, scoring 55 points in the second half. And here's the best part about it. It's not like Big Chuck said, it wasn't an NBA Finals game. It was January 22nd, 2006. Only Kobe could make a January 22nd NBA game relevant.
I worked with the man who guarded him that game, and I once asked Jalen Rose, what was that like? And he says, it wasn't fun. And then I said, what was it like when they approached you about doing the commercial? You guys remember the commercial where he's in the restaurant and then Kobe walks up to him? Sometimes you just got to laugh and be connected to one of the great performances of all time. I mean, that's probably what I would do. But can you imagine playing defense on somebody and they scored 81 on your ass? All right. My man, Soupy. Where are you going today, big boy?
Gabe Wood did this in the College World Series. I'm going with another World Series. Don Larson pitching a perfect game against the Brooklyn Dodgers in the World Series. You're going against the best. To do it against the best is something incredible, especially with someone like Larson, who they call the imperfect man. They said it was the imperfect man pitching the perfect game.
And what year was this, Soupy?
1956.
Interesting. Did I not just say, gentlemen, the best performance you had ever seen?
I've seen clips of it.
You've seen clips of it?
Yeah. I saw the last
white
pitch
3-second clips.
When Yogi Bear runs and jumps on the Larson and he hugs him. And yeah, I've seen the clip.
So something that happened 30 years before you were born is the best thing that you have ever seen. Baby Soupy.
I'm
Baby
85.
Soupy.
I just moisturized.
You're aged like a fine freaking wine. All right, I'm going to go with, because I'm in my U.S. Open feels right now. After watching a man last week who never had a formal lesson in his life, not recruited. So I've got to go with the U.S. Open. And the greatest performance, and it's not close, is the year 2000, Pebble Beach. When you win a golf tournament, any golf tournament, by 15 shots, but the U.S. Open by 15 shots, the only motivation he has, and this is where Tiger's mental game was back then. He said going into Sunday, he had such a big lead, he didn't want to make a bogey. That was his motivation. And most players would have just been like, hey, as long as I shoot a 75, I'm straight. Not Tiger. No bogeys. Greatest performance. And oh, by the way, number 2 was Tiger at the Masters when he also won by 12 shots. 2 players under par. Tiger, 1 other dude. Crazy. Anybody remember that? Anybody old enough to remember the 2000? I know you weren't born yet, Peyton. That's ridiculous and disgusting.
No.
Big Chuck, you were
Masters.
alive.
Yeah, 97 Masters. How could we forget?
Yeah, 40 on the front. That's what I tell my kid all the time. Never, ever, ever give up. By the way, J.J. Spawn, first time a player in the history of the tournament, had a 40 on the front 9 on Sunday and still won. Think about that. He had a 5 over 40 on Sunday and still got the job done. Crazy. Still trying to figure out how Soupy went with Don Larson from 1943. My goodness. Did anybody have any honorable mentions? We have about 45 seconds. Any honorable mentions?
I would also say Derek Jeter hitting that home run. I think it was game 3 of the World Series when it turned from October 31st to November 1st. Started calling Mr. November.
Did anybody have a better feel for the game than Derek Jeter? And I'm talking on and off the field. If you know, you know. This guy could never do anything wrong. I have always wondered, what would it be like to be MJ or Derek Jeter in the social media era? Would they have been caught? I don't even want to, because Derek didn't do anything wrong. He was just a player's player. That's all he was in New York City. I always wonder like that. I once went to a party with him, a vodka sponsored party. You can drink with Derek Jeter for $85. He walked into the room. He was there for about 20 seconds, grabbed a drink, didn't drink it, put it on the counter, walked out, and all 1,000 people were like, what the hell? This is Coach and Company. We're live right here on Stadium. All right, so I saw this story and I was like, social media got me again. So LeBron James says his entire goal is to get his knee healthy for the start of training camp. And I was going to say today, well, boys, he can certainly dance with Drake at his recent concert. And then we had to do a little digging. And apparently, guys, Peyton, that video of LeBron dancing with Drake was from 2018, apparently. But
Wow.
today. What do you make of LeBron kind of giving us a little insight on what he'll be working on this summer and what potentially could be his last season?
Yeah, LeBron, man, I'm not personally a LeBron guy, but I definitely respect what the heck he's doing off the court. I hope he has a great season, and I do think this is probably his last competitive one, if I'm going to be honest.
Soupy?
I don't think this is his last competitive season. He's even at 40 years old, he's still one of the best players in the game. He still puts up great numbers season after season. Now with a full season with Luka Doncic, I think they're going to be a premium team in the Western Conference. They need to add a couple more pieces. They need to get a big man to help that team out. I think they're going to be great this year.
They would have had a big man last year, Chuck, but the Lakers killed the deal with a physical that wasn't really a failed physical. They did it to themselves.
Exactly what could have been. But I'm going back to this video. That was 2018. I was fixing to say Savannah probably wouldn't have appreciated seeing LeBron hang out with Drake nowadays. If you know, you know.
Mikey P.
I just got to take up issue with Peyton. I mean, you say you're not a LeBron guy. Do you not like greatness? You don't like Soupy? You don't like LeBron? I mean, what are you doing? Open your eyes.
Whoa.
Greatness.
Whoa. Did you just say Soupy and greatness in the same sentence?
We often get talked about a lot. It just happens.
Wow. And in a related story, horrible trash talk from Soupy once again. Speaking of greatness, we're back live in 5 seconds. And welcome back, everybody. Coach and Company here live on the Stadium Network. Coming up in about 5 minutes, we're going to lock in all of our best bets today. We're going to have a nice little bounce back day. We got hockey, we got baseball, we got all of it. But I thought last night, because we just talked about the great performances, and this is what I love about sports talk, is how important to your fandom and how you, because I feel when I watch certain games. And last night I was watching Monday Night Raw, and the biggest star on the female side is a young lady named Liv Morgan. She has really the last year stepped it up. And unfortunately, about a minute into her match last night, she went down with her hands in front, and it looks like a dislocated shoulder. She's supposed to make an appearance this week at Fanatics Fest, which is in New York. Last year was the very first one. And guys, I want to bring them up on the screen. Young Peyton, would it surprise you that they have all of the biggest stars in the game, including Tom Brady? And last year, the only ones to sell out for the autographs were the WWE superstars. And Liv was supposed to be there. I doubt she makes it because of her dislocated shoulder. But in your mind in 2025, is star power and being a star what it used to be since we feel so close to them because of social media?
Without question, I think social media enhances it because now you feel so close and personable almost and amicable with these athletes. And now you're like, oh, this guy does this throughout the day. It does that. Now you're like living life with them almost and going through their days, their daily routines because everyone's posting it. So I think it actually enhances everyone's ability to see, or all the fans' ability to hang out with these guys.
Very interesting. You know, part of this, Mikey P, you're an MMA writer. You like combat sports. And we have Canelo and Terrence Crawford, which two guys that don't even fight in the same weight class, but whatever. And they've decided to piggyback Fan Fest, and they're going to have their press conference this week in New York. Is that the right move, or is it a smart move?
Well, Coach, first and foremost, let me just say thoughts and prayers out to Liv. I hope she's okay. because my heart obviously grows fond for her. But no, we saw this last year with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. They also did their press conference. But I want to give Fanatics Fest and WWE a lot of props. When you talk about the experience, when you talk about being close to the athletes, I think more than any other sport, sure, Tom Brady will be there, Kevin Hart will be there, there's going to be some 9-year-old taller than him, but no one is making it as personable as the WWE. The custom entrances, the athletes are way more up close and personal with fans. So props to Fanatics Fest for making the WWE the one that sell out.
Very interesting that Mikey P would make a height joke. If you know, if you know, you know. Big Soupy, you are alongside Big Tommy, our Northeast guy. And this is, I think it's going to grow as they go. There's a lot of Comic Cons and Fan Fests, but Fanatics, they have so many relationships with different athletes. Tom Brady's a Fanatics guy. And so it kind of surprised me that they didn't sell out all these big stars, but it didn't surprise me that WWE did sell out because wrestling fans, they'll spend money on anything.
And that's and that's what TKO saw, and that's why they bought the company, because they know that these John Cena's, The Rock, these guys are bigger stars than Tom Brady or even LeBron James, because they are absolutely global, because the WWE goes everywhere in the world. They go to Europe, they go to Saudi Arabia, they go to Asia, they go everywhere. So that's why they're global icons. And that's why they sell out more than a normal professional athlete that's centralized here in the United States.
During my WWE career, we would go to Europe 2 times a year for 10 days. Boom, 10 shows. So I did 20 shows a year in Europe every single year during my first 10-year run in the WWE. It was crazy. And you'd see the same fans at every show. They'd go Germany, Europe, or Germany, England, and it was bananas. But that's what they are. And they paid my mortgage for 10 years, so thank you guys very much. All right, we got to have a bounce-back day, and we've got to get to it because we only have a few minutes left in the show. It's time to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, 1 nugget or 2 is all that I need. Big Chuck, start us off.
FIFA Club World Cup, Monterrey, Inter Milan. Monterrey has scored in 12 straight, and Inter Milan averaged 2.1 on the goals on the road. Give me the both teams to score 1-1 at worst. MLB, Royals, Rangers. Royals come in having seen the total go over in 5 of 6 on the road. Give me a sneaky over 8.5. 8.5 in the Metroplex.
A little sneaky means I'm going to be looking for a social media post about the 4th inning. That's sneaky for my man, Big Chuck. All right, Mikey P, coming over to you.
Cincinnati Reds money line versus the Minnesota Twins at a -123. Andrew Abbott on the mound. He's 6-1 with a 1.87 ERA this season. And then the Chicago Cubs team total over 4.5 at a -120, the second most runs scored in baseball.
Boom. All right, Soupy, let's go.
I'm done fighting it. When it's 2-0 going to the third period and the game still hits the over, we just have to let it happen. Oilers, Panthers over 6.5. Phillies team total over 4.5 going against Kyle Quantrill. He allowed 7 earned to the team in the last start. I think they're getting the 5 tonight.
King Lettuce.
We are going with the Angels-Yankees over because it's Kyle Hendricks against Will Warren. Go check out what those guys allow to opposing hitters. Actually, I'll tell you. Runs. And we're going to see the Tigers cover tonight because the Pirates absolutely stink.
And our JTS play of the day, Marky Mark, is what?
Take Seattle Storm Skylar Diggins to get at least 15 points tonight. She absolutely owns the Sparks, where she's averaging over 22 points per game when she plays against them. And we're going to fade Chicago White Sox Edgar Guerrero to have under 1.5 total bases. He's gone under this in 22 of 30 road games this season. We're banking on him to have a quiet night tonight as well. Put them both together for a +115. Just the Stat Sports play of the day.
And we want you to be a part of the team. All you got to do is download, scan that QR code, and use our code BTT30, and we're going to give you 30 days for free. Then you can tell everybody, I'm a member over JTS. It's the coolest. It's the coolest. Now, I'm going to make you smarter because even though Raphael isn't here, I got you covered. Here's our inside info today. The Cincinnati Reds starter, Andrew Abbott, 9-0 straight up in home starts following a start in which his pitch count was 93 pitches or higher. And today is one of those days. So why are the Reds only around minus 115, minus 120 today? And Mikey P, you found that number, yes? Oh my God, I'm hearing Mikey P's voice, but I don't see him. That's a little scary to me. And by the way, Big Cheesy in the chat said, is Soupy also going to pick Wilt's 100-point game as well? Did you see that one?
That was
Soupy?
that was one I thought of. I don't know. I was thinking about it. Arnold Palmer, I thought about one of his wins.
Okay.
Tour, yeah.
All right. Give me a win that Arnold Palmer has.
He probably won the Masters. I'm sure he won the Masters.
He probably won the Masters. All right.
He's one of the greatest golfers of all time. Why not?
Oh my God.
I thought for sure
Mark,
he was going to say the iced tea.
That's the greatest Sports Center commercial of all time. That you talk about competition. When I was at ESPN, the biggest competition was to get into the Sports Center commercials. And back then, the great Stuart Scott, my good buddy, God rest his soul, he got in all of them because they were great. And he got in the one with Arnold Palmer. 30 seconds, Mark. Did you have a great performance that you were thinking about today?
How do you not go, if I'm going to follow Soupy's lead, how do you not go Babe Ruth calling a shot? I mean, I've seen pictures.
There is a video of it too, actually. It does exist.
Oh my God. 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 Producer man. Thank you. All right. It is now time for you to go out into the world. For you to pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Don't yell at your kids. They're only out of school for 2.5 months. Do not forget, you get all kinds of great analysis from Mark and his crew today, like what you just heard at 2 p.m. Eastern time on weekday wagers. And don't forget, a full Stanley Cup Game 6 preview is also at our Coach and Company YouTube page. But in the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all these tickets straight to the pay window. My time to get. Oh, my man, Soupy. My man, Young Lex. My man, Chuck. Mikey P. Mark, producer man. I'm the coach. Trying to keep this train on said track. What are we doing? This is Coach and Company. We're live every single day on Stadium. Have a great one.